Welcome back to Righties Rage. It is 1:13 p.m. Wednesday. Donald Trump has screwed this peaceful protest up so bad. There's about 84,000 channels on YouTube. Will any of these channels that love Donald Trump, that's his undying devotion and subordinates, will they call him for his error in calling in the military for this peaceful march? Will they call him out for sending the National Guard during this peaceful march, as people are upset and just wanted to voice their frustration about the ICE raids? It was not a riot at first. It was a peaceful protest until Donald Trump set the fire, poured gasoline onto the embers of resistance. And now things have gotten so murky. And here's an interview of him as he says they are paid actors. Did you call the military on January 6th when they stormed the national capitol? Nope. No, you didn't. No. Because it only goes the way you want it to go. Then here's the interview.
And we have some of the best timber anywhere in the world, and we don't use it. We freed it up. Lee Zeldin's done an incredible job in that regard, from environmental restrictions that are ridiculous. And a lot of it's been freed up. The rest of it's being freed up. Some areas will continue to protect, but we're going to be freeing up most of it. And again, we have some of the best in the world. And when I hear you say that we lost more in fires than we produce, is so crazy, because we shouldn't lose very much at all. I could say we shouldn't lose any if it was perfect, but it should not be ever like what we've seen. We're sending billions of dollars to California all the time, because obviously in California they are not doing a good job in any way, shape, or form, any other thing either. So with that, I'm heading to Fort Bragg right now. I think the helicopter's landing as we speak. But if you want, we'll take a few questions.
Mr. President, will you invoke the Insurrection Act to deal with the situation in California?
If there's an insurrection, I would certainly invoke it. We'll see. But I can tell you last night was terrible. The night before that was terrible. We have, as you've seen, it was on most of your networks, people with big, heavy hammers pounding the concrete and pounding curbs, pounding it, breaking up all, and handing these big chunks of concrete to people. And they were taking that concrete, going up on bridges and dropping it into the roof of a car. They were throwing it at our police. They were throwing it at our soldiers that are there.
Now, by your own words, you just said that they had big hammers and was hammering the concrete, taking out chunks. Now, if it was an insurrection, they would not have hammers. It was an insurrection. These people lived here. These people had a peaceful community until you sent the ICE raids into their suburban area and destroyed their lives. You interfered with these people that was living day to day. As people sat out of Home Depot looking for work, looking to pay taxes, and you sent the military. ICE is not even at the protest. ICE is not at the march. They came in, took 44 individuals, 44 humans that came to America for a better life. And then they left. They got out of town, probably headed back to D.C. to get ready for your military parade, while they leave the California police officers and the National Guard to deal with the aftermath. No, this was your fault. Don't put it on anybody else. Don't say it was any paid actors. No one's taking that role. You would be banned from Hollywood if you were getting paid to do what they're doing. No, these are people that's frustrated. And it has spread to different states in the United States. I've seen marches in New York. I've seen marches in California. Of course, California is where it started. And I've seen marches in Chicago. Now I've seen several marches in Baltimore. Everyone is upset about what's going on. It's not that people have an issue with you sending out criminals or deporting people that's breaking the law or harming people. But the fact is, you're on the street grabbing anyone. That means anyone with brown skin or skin or from a country that you're just not happy with. That could be Chinese, Asian, if you want to just call them all, black and brown. You can grab anyone without due process. That's the issue. And that's always been the issue. And now the power keg is blown. So again, this is nobody's fault but your own. But I'm sure the 89, 90,000 channels that love Donald Trump, oh my goodness, he's the savior we needed. I guarantee they will not call him out on it. They will not say, well, maybe you shouldn't have set them there. You should have just let them get their frustration out. You should have just let them be heard. And then get on with your birthday and your military parade that you hoping will outdo Putin's military parade. But no, you wanted to stop this because you didn't want it to affect your military parade. Because you know the way it looks, the optics of it, of telling the world that you're the new United States president and you got things under control. I'm doing the turfs. I'm going to make more money. We got money coming in. We're doing all this. And again, we are not seeing anything change. So no, they won't call you out because they love you. But on this channel, looks down from heaven, we see things differently. Because we're looking at everything, not just one-sided.
And we got it stopped, and we have them in custody right now. Look, if we didn't get involved, right now, Los Angeles would be burning, just like it was burning a number of months ago with all the houses that were lost. Los Angeles right now would be on fire, and we have it in great shape. We're not playing around.
How will you determine whether or not there is an insurrection?
Well,
And
you'll
then
take a
also-
look at what's happening. I mean, I could tell you there were certain areas of Los Angeles that you could have called it an insurrection. It was terrible. But these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid troublemakers. They get money. And when you take a look at what they do, where they show up and everyone's saying,
Who are they getting money from?
This one guy's pounding the curb, breaking the curb, and handing big pieces of granite. In some cases, it's granite and concrete to other people. And they're running out with it. And then we watch the other people, and they try and throw it into the face of the soldiers, throw it into the face of the police, and they hurt some people very badly. They go up on bridges, they drop it down on the cars as the cars are moving. They're not breaking the curb because they're doing a demolition service. They're breaking it to hand out to people as a weapon. It's bad stuff. I've never seen that before.
Mr. President, how soon do you want to see FEMA eliminated? And what's your message to the governors about how much more of an expense is going to fall to states?
Yeah, well, it's not going to be so much the states. We're going to give out less money. We're going to give it out directly. It'll be from the president's office. We'll have somebody here. Could be Homeland Security, but we're going to give it out through a method where it's given out. As an example, I just gave out $71 million to a certain state. They were looking to do about 120. They were very happy with the 71 million. We did a little cutting, and they were very happy with it. So we're going to do it much differently. We think after this, Christy, I'd say after the hurricane season, we'll start
Yes, sir. You
phasing
set
it
up
out.
a FEMA council over the next couple of months. We'll be working on reforms and what FEMA will look like in the future as a different agency, as under the Department of Homeland Security to the President's vision. And it will empower governors to go out and respond to emergency situations. And that what the President does best is to make sure that the taxpayers are only fulfilling the need to which is appropriate.
Yeah, some of those taxpayers are the ones now that's protesting everything that's going on with these ICE raids. Those taxpayers are some of the people that you have locked up and trying to send out of the country. Not the bad people, not the people that's breaking laws, not the people that's harming people, not these child predators. People that's waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning and going to a job in America that pays taxes. Some of these people are probably helping put up fences for your military parade. Some of these people are the people that probably put down those metal slabs so that your tanks can sit on, so they don't damage the road. And when your tanks do damage the road, who do you think will repair the road but people that have come over here and made a life for themselves and paying taxes into the system? You wasn't making enough in the ICE raids. It wasn't making a dent that you felt it was fast enough because you had promised your people that you would get all this stuff done in 100 days. So you decide to up the game and tell them to do whatever they wanted to do. And instead of them thinking about what they was doing, they go into a suburban area. There's a majority of Latino families living peacefully. And you decide to mess with their daily lives. And this is what set everything off. That's the issue. If these are paid actors, who's paying them? Who has that type of money but the government? Is this some kind of weird conspiracy type of thing?
And that people are responsible to respond to their own people closest to home. So
If
it's
a certain state, as an example, gets hit by a hurricane or tornado, that's what a governor, governor should be able to handle it. And frankly, if they can handle it, the aftermath, then maybe they shouldn't be governor.
And Mr. President, when is the last time you spoke with Governor Newsom?
A day ago, called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death. If we didn't send out the National Guard, and last night we gave him a little additional help, you would have, Los Angeles would be burning right now. Los Angeles would be not a lot different than what you saw take place in California and Los Angeles just a little while ago. And, you got to remember, we have the Olympics coming. And we don't want people looking at Los Angeles like it would have been. It would have been bad. Last night they had total control. If we didn't have the military in there, the National Guard, and then we also sent in some Marines, we had some bad people. We have people, they look in your face and they spit right in your face.
Downtown Los Angeles is burning right now. And Donald Trump, you brought the gas. You brought the propane fluid. You sent the military. And you made this riot, this peaceful protest, into a riot. You made it so much worse. You could have just stayed in D.C., stayed in your lane. Let Governor Newsom do what he's doing. After all, California is his. But you had to step in because, again, you didn't want anything affecting your military parade. You didn't want your name out there where other countries are looking at us now. The way we look at Paris. People are marching in the streets. And it's not stopping anytime soon. And I don't think it's going to matter how many or whoever you send until you pull people back.
Animals. And these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid troublemakers. They're agitators. They're paid. Do you think somebody walks up to a curb and starts hammering pieces out, has all the equipment necessary, and starts handing it out to people to use as a weapon? These are paid insurrectionists or agitators or troublemakers. You can call it whatever you want. And we ended it, and we have in custody some very bad people. Some very bad people.
Well, they probably had the equipment because a lot of them
But
do
again, whether it's fake
construction.
news in the sports world. Aaron, Rod,
A lot of them are the ones that do the work. So they would have construction. Regular people don't have that type of equipment to break gravel. But people that do construction, people that work on the infrastructure for the United States, they would have that type of equipment. And those are the people that live here in the United States. So they're not insurrectionists. I'm going to end this with, it's your fault that things have gotten so bad. People may not want to call you on it, but over here, we're going to call what we see. And this is Righties Rage.